Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm Brad and this is TrailRecon, and today on this episode we are installing Rock Krawler's 2.5 inch Overland Lift kit on my 2015 Jeep Wrangler. I'm really excited to get this installed. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that we've been running a budget boost on the Jeep for over a year, and the budget boost has served us really well. You know, we've been able to tackle some great trails, but installing this kit is going to give us a little more flex. And man, it's gonna make the ride so much smoother as we begin to venture out further and further to go tackle trails that are further away from home. Now, this is not gonna be your typical, you know, this is the right bolt and this is the right nut install video. We're heading over to my buddy's house, and I've got some friends from the San Diego Jeep Club that are gonna help me install this, and we're gonna see if we can knock it out in just a couple hours. You know, if I was to do this myself in my garage, it would take me at least a full day, if not more. So it's really gonna be a good time in the garage, and we're gonna take you along and share that party with you. It should be fun. Now, before we go any further, I want to give a big thanks to our friends over at Northridge 4x4 for sponsoring this video. You know, as we begin to transform our Jeep and start doing more stuff with it, having them as a sponsor for the channel is a really big deal for us, and so we're very thankful for their support. So please, check the link below, guys. Go check out this lift kit. Go check out their website, all the great stuff they got. Okay, let's talk specifics here about what we've got. We've got a 2.5 inch Overland lift kit from Rock Krawler. Now, what makes it an Overland kit is the springs in the rear are just a little bit taller, and they compensate for setting your rig up for overlanding, right? So you put a tent up there, you put some storage back there, and that way it doesn't compress so much. So these springs are multi-rated springs. They're going to be great on the road. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got all new sway bar links, and the front ones are disconnectable, which is really nice. We've got the Bilstein 5100 shocks, which are a great shock. And then we've got a bulletproof new front track bar. And then these lower controllers, man, these things are so beefy. I really am excited to get these on there. You know, mine is already bent. And the cool thing about Rock Krawler system is you can buy all these components individually. So later on, you know, we'll do the upper and lower rear control arms, and then we'll probably do a front upper just to get them all on there. We also got brand new brake lines, steel braided brake lines, so that's going to be nice. And then we've got all kinds of bump stops, we've got some hardware, and then we've got some directions. So, and I don't know about y'all, but I am ready to get this thing installed and see how it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack this up, I'm gonna get a good night's rest, and we'll see you in the morning. Before we headed over to the garage party, I took a few measurements just to see where we were at. And we were at 39 inches on the front, 20.5 inches at the center line, and 39.5 inches in the rear. Stay tuned to the end because you're gonna wanna see what our new measurements are. One of the great things about being a part of the San Diego Jeep Club is all the great folks that are always willing to lend a hand. We headed over to our friend Jason's house, where you can often find someone's Jeep parked in his driveway being wrenched on. I had barely stepped out of the Jeep when one of these guys sprang into action, lifted the Jeep up, and started turning wrenches.
That thing served you well, hadn't it, Brad?
It has served me very well.
The first order of business was to remove the front shocks. And removing those bottom bolts is a breeze, but those upper shock bolts, man, those things are always a pain. I don't know why. There's just not enough room up there to work.
Put that back. Come on. There.
Next on the list of things to remove was the front sway bar links. And then we needed to take the brake line brackets off so we could add those new extended brake lines on. And then we needed to remove the front track bar. Man, these guys were working so fast.
Press down, somebody want to get that out?
There you go.
Let me stand on this. Ready?
Here, Joey, you want to come over here?
Got it? Yep, got it.
Did you get it? Okay. Sedona dirt.
Is that your trash, Brad?
There you go.
Let's just. I'll just keep. Well, I
Let's take them over here. I got
I got to keep the bottom bump stop, because that'll go back in there.
There, I got it. There you go. Get yours out.
Parking.
So we got the springs off. You can see we're getting rid of the pucks. We're adding these progressive rate springs, and you can see that these are actually wound a lot more tighter than the stock ones. So we're going to get a nice ride with these guys.
Cleaned it all out.
There's some good Sedona dirt on there.
It's $50 a month.
Oh, even 3 is going to be shorter.
You have enough for 3?
Well, 3 is going to be, there's 6 pucks, but 3 is going to be shorter. But so the problem was is that these Terraflex ones gave, I mean, there was literally this much room between the bottom of the thing, and so it would be nice to have a little more.
Well, that's the thing with this is we can put 2.
Yeah.
And if it rubs,
Come back up 3.
you don't have to take the springs out to.
Let's do that. Let's do 2 then.
The third plug.
Yeah.
That's it.
Installing the new lower bump stop pucks requires drilling a hole in the base, and then once you get the spring on, you just slide the pucks right in through the coil.
You can put your isolator up there. These guys are gonna need to push this on. You guys watch it, it's coming up on your side. Okay. Ready? Here we go.
Jack, keep going, keep going.
Just a cake, you're almost there.
Almost there.
Here we go.
Nice to know.
Yeehaw!
Got a magnet on a stick.
Okay, perfect. That's it. There we go. That's better.
I got ratchet straps over here.
You got
that mallet.
a rubber mallet. If you have ever installed a new front track bar before, you'll know they require a little motivation, and this one really was no exception. But nothing a rubber mallet and a good ratchet strap couldn't handle.
Okay, we're good. Someone that crumbled it up a bit, but it didn't start like this Rubicon. It was a sport.
Yeah, we have to strap it.
We're still, yeah, add some strap.
Now, one thing none of us were paying attention to was which way the Zerk grease fittings were pointing when we installed the track bars. Yeah, they were facing up, and we wouldn't be able to access them the way we installed it, so we had to pull the track bar and reinstall it. Yeah, live and learn. I'm gonna put this on here first, and then I'll get my fingers up on there. Hang on.
What you see? Wait. It felt just a little bit tipsy, but it's because I raised it 1.5 to 2 inches more.
Okay, go ahead and slide
But
her
it's
up in
really
there.
starting to smooth out now for some reason.
this
It's
stuff-
not bad at all. I really
Where's
don't
that?
have any complaints.
You're gonna have to, I can't feel it. Pull. Yeah, so you're gonna have to come up a little higher.
Yeah, I'm all.
Ah, wait, my finger. Oh. Hang on. Okay, go ahead. Okay, that's it. Hang on, no. I'm just gonna drop this.
Yeah, before they go out of business.
I was really looking forward to installing these new Rock Krawler front lower control arms. They're just so well built, and mine, one of them had a big old dent in them. And oh, by the way, we made sure we paid attention to which way the Zerk fitting was facing this time.
I can't see, so you're gonna have to tell me.
Okay, we need to go. There we go. Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's rain on our side.
Dirk, he does good work.
That's all yours.
The directions provided by Rock Krawler, I have to say, some of the best directions I've ever used. And I'm not ashamed to admit I used them. The new detachable front sway bar links were the last item to get installed on the front. These are going to be really nice in the future.
Idle while, leaving in about an hour.
Oh, nice.
You spin
Nice.
it, it will. That'll be fine.
Are you going up top on trail, or are you going up top and then you're just gonna hang out?
So today we're gonna go, just go find. We're gonna primitive camp. We don't have a reservation anywhere. We're gonna go find a camp spot. Probably
The top one.
on Dark
The top
Canyon.
one.
Just leave the bottom one off.
And then tomorrow, spend all day cruising around and doing all that stuff.
Are you aware that there's a trail that takes you from Hemet all the way up to the top?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
B Canyon?
Yeah, B
B
Canyon.
Canyon is what we're gonna do tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just
Your
eyeballing these
axle
plugs.
center because of that drag length that we put in.
It looks really good. Okay. We're just measuring the fixed point here off the suspension to the tire. So we're at 16 and a half. And here we're at pretty much 16 and a half.
So we just finished up with the front guys, 2 hours and 15 minutes. These guys are rocking and rolling. It was hard to even get my hands in there to get a wrench. They're hard at work, man. We're gonna get this rear knocked out after a little break. Really excited, man. It's already looking awesome.
He didn't even flinch.
Question of the day, folks, is, are these shocks Bill Steens or Bill Steins?
That's right.
You tell us.
I think it's Bill Steen.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's from.
You got that one? Gotcha. All right.
You're turning, Robert.
Bill Steens?
They are, but they're old, so
Yeah.
these are a year old, so I might as well just swap them out for the new ones.
Stein, John.
Billy somebody.
Somebody needs to Google that or something.
Just for the record, we did look it up, and it's pronounced Bill Stein, and there's some great shocks. The 5100s are going to be a nice addition to the Jeep. The rear suspension components were coming off just as fast as the front. We removed the rear sway bar links, the rear track bar, and we took off the old extended bump stops.
Got it?
Right there. See what's there.
It's a poker, man.
That's what I was going to ask. You're a poker player?
Okay, so this is the rear track bar drop down bracket that we installed when we put the TerraFlex budget boost in. And we're actually taking this off and we're going to put it back to stock, and then we're putting a bracket on the other side which is going to raise it up. So this is a different design than the kit we had before.
Yeah, I know what the make is. Yeah.
Is the part on the left.
And that's the wrong side.
And then it meets up. Passes in Lincoln.
They're probably just putting it out there.
So here's the rear track bar bracket, and it's going to fit on top of the old one, and then it's going to sit on the axle, and then there's a U-joint that's going to go over there. So we put this on there, we've got a spacer, and she's going to take a little bit of finagling, but you get the idea. And now our track bar will be raised up a few inches to compensate for the rear lift.
That's something smart, guys. There's a ball. Let's put this on there. And slide this over there. All right.
Hey, so this rear bump stop, they designed it really well. They put a hole in here so you can access this like that. We was taking those old bump stops off and it was really tough, but these ones are designed really well that you can access them really easy. Nice job there, Rock Krawler.
And oh, that.
Yep.
Easy. Clear.
All right, so we got the rear springs off. Got a little side-by-side with the new ones. These ones are narrower and they're also more tightly round, and you can see we're gonna get a little bit of lift. Man, this is gonna be such a nicer ride in the rear, guys. No more puck.
We did have to take the isolator off the old spring extension, and that took a little lube and a little elbow grease to get it off there.
What's the matter? You guys didn't get yours off yet? Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun.
You can probably drop that a little bit down, Derek, if you want to drop it down a little bit.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to press on the axle. Okay. Got it. Now let's get it on the seat. Where's the seat? Do you see the seat?
I don't twist until it seats, or just got a little bit of extra there. 1, 2, 3.
You're almost there. Here, watch your hand. There you go.
There you go.
Everyone was having a great time, and really these were just a bunch of hard-working guys. But it was time to take a break, have a little lunch, and recharge our batteries, and just hang out and talk Jeep stuff for a little bit.
Well, you make a good point about the badges, you know, because for me it happens all the time. You know, I'll open up my tailgate at lunch and sit there, and people will look and they go, "Oh, you've been on this one," and the first thing they want to know about it.
I can't tell you how many people have walked up to my Jeep and said, "Oh, those are nice," and asked me, and I have to explain to them what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
After our nice break and now full bellies, it was time to hop back under the Jeep and get back to work. We reinstalled that rear track bar, we added on the new extended rear sway bar links, and we threw in our new shocks.
going. You got a little bit more.
With the rear suspension finally all buttoned up, it was time to tackle our brake lines. And our previous lift kit just gave us drop-down brackets for our brake lines, which gave us that extra extension. We're not going to be using those anymore. Now we've got full extended braided brake lines, which are going to be so much nicer and so much more reliable. Replacing your brake lines can be a little messy, so having a good drip pan by your side is really necessary. Now, after we got these all done, we bled the brakes and they were good to go. Pedal feel is just perfect now. The last order of business before we take this out for a test drive is to go through and torque down every single bolt that we added. You know, this is really important. You do not want to hit the road without making sure you got the right torque specs. And we're going to re-torque these again in about 500 miles. Now, I took my post measurements 5 days after the install just to compensate for any settling that was going to happen in the suspension. In the front, we gained a full ½ inch. In the center line, we gained just over 1.5 inches, and in the rear, we gained a full 2 inches, which was really awesome. That means when we start to weigh this down, our departure angle is still going to be very nice.
So we are done, man. It is awesome. And I will tell you that I could not have done it this fast without this group of guys right here. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. I'd still be working on this and be doing it until tomorrow. I will tell you that I did not expect as much lift as we got out of the Jeep, and the ride, holy cow, it's already really smooth. I'm really looking forward to doing some commuting on it, taking it out on the trail and really putting it through its paces. I really am so thankful to these guys. I cannot extend my gratitude enough. And another big shout out to Northridge 4x4 for hooking us up with this lift kit. Hey guys, if you're visiting the channel for the first time, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a member of the TrailRecon team, and you're going to want to follow up and see how this lift kit works out for us. Until next time, we'll see you out on the trail.